Hi guys, it's Mr. Morris. How's everybody doing? Well, if you're watching this video, that must mean your template is done. You've watched the other video, you've gotten the template from me, or you've done the online template, and your template, like you're seeing here in front of you, has been kind of hashed out. And you've gotten that checked by a teacher, either by myself, Ms. Schlueter, Ms. Dickert-Sturtz, or Mr. Caldestall. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about writing the rough draft. Let's talk about taking this template and moving forward with actually typing out a rough draft. Okay, so I've written a paper earlier, and I'm taking a paper that a student wrote for me for last year on a guy named Constantine, and he has to do with Rome. But don't worry about what it says. Let's worry about how it's done, the format of the paper, and it follows this format. It has a hook. It has the thesis. It has the three things they're going to be talking about below it. Then the first body paragraph or the second main paragraph has one of their 3 points up here. Then we have, of course, the citation from where it came from, and then we have actually the typing up of the argument from the notes. Then you're going to see the same thing for the second body, which is the third overall, the third body, which is the fourth overall paragraph, and finally a conclusion. So let's take a look at that, okay? I'm going to switch over to that paper right now. Okay, so here we are in this paper. And on this paper, we're going to take a look at Constantine. I've changed the name of the student. But let's take a look at how it breaks down. So this is a rough draft, which means it can be changed. But this is fleshing out. This is now actually putting sentences and words, wordsmithing, what it is we're going to say. I have my title up here. First thing I have is my name. I have social studies. I have Mr. Morris. If you have inquiry with Mr. Caldestall or Ms. Dickert-Sturtz or Ms. Schlueter, you'd have that. Or myself, Mr. Morris, you'd have their name there. I'm going to have my title right here. This is Constantine. Yours could be term limits, or yours could be George Washington. Then I'm going right here, and look, I've turned my grabber or my hook into kind of a bigger sentence. Even two sentences could work. Imagine being arrested or being killed just for you worshiping a certain type of god. This was the Roman emperor named Constantine, who was like a superhero and saved the lives of Christians from being killed every single day. So there's my grabber. This is me bringing the reader in. Then I go right into my thesis statement. Constantine was greatly affected Christianity and the Roman Empire for the better through his actions and leadership. So that's my thesis statement. That's where you put yours. And then, of course, I have my three, boom, boom, boom. Notice the color coding. My three support statements that I'm going to have. Now, I've turned them into sentences. I haven't just left them as numbers and wrote them kind of very generically. I've put a little bit more wordsmithing or writing into it. Constantine became emperor by fighting in wars and his father's death. Comma, Constantine affected, this is my second support, affected the Rome in many ways. He even moved the capital of Rome, comma, and finally Constantine affected Christianity and Christians in a huge way. Then I jump into my first body paragraph, which is my second overall paragraph. And I'm going to go right here with this purple statement here. Constantine became emperor by fighting in wars after his father's death. Okay, here's my information. Here's my lead. He became emperor by fighting wars after his father's death. Again, this is a rough draft, so I can work with this a little bit. Then I have my citation just from my template. My citation goes here. According to, and then I have my citation. Then I put a comma. Constantine's father, and now I put my argument in here. This is all the information I got from my notes, and I've turned them into sentences, not just statements anymore. I'm actually turning them into sentences. I'm using more words. To me, a sentence is about 8 to 10 to 12 words. There's usually about 5 to 6 to 7 sentences in a paragraph. So here's my argument for my notes. And again, look, this is in green. Why is this in green? Because it's one of my original statements that I'm now fleshing out. Here is my second body, but my third overall paragraph. I have my point I'm going to make right here. I have my citation, and then I have all of my argument, all the pieces I have from my notes I'm going to put in here and write out as paragraphs, or excuse me, as sentences in my paragraph. And then down here, yep, here we have my third body, my fourth overall paragraph. Let's go back and look at the format. Here is my third point I'm going to make, my third evidence statement that I'm now fleshing into a paragraph. Constantine affected Christianity and Christians in many ways. And then I have my citation, according to Ancient Rome by Hill Duncan. I guess that's the guy's name. I'll find out in the bibliography at the end. And then I have my argument. Here's the information from my notes. What does it say? I'm going to flesh them out into sentences. I'm going to actually have a point and make my point in this paragraph. And then I roll into my conclusion. My conclusion is my fifth and final paragraph. I have my starter and conclusion. Again, I'm going to reiterate what I said in my thesis. I think Constantine really did affect Christianity because of all the things he did to stop the Christians from being persecuted. Then I repeat with a few more words one of my supports. I repeat, not exactly saying exactly what I said, but again, I go back to my support. He also made a new capital in Constantinople, which he dedicated to God. And then, of course, my third support, I'm reiterating, I'm re-saying it again here. And then I'm finishing off with my final point that agrees with my thesis. That's why Constantine, the first Christian emperor, was an important person who affected Christianity. I now have a rough draft, not a final, a rough draft of my 5-paragraph essay, argument of essay. I have my hook, I have my thesis, I have my 3 supports that are now sentences, I have my 3 body paragraphs that follow that template format, and I have my conclusion that also follows that template format. And then down here is the bibliography using EasyBib, and we will talk more about that later. So I want you, after you're done with your template and you've got it checked off from your teachers, I want you to then take that template and open up a new Google Doc and start writing your paper on and sticking it in Google and then sharing it with your teachers when you think you have a good rough draft. All right. Thanks a lot. If you have any questions, come ask me or any of your teachers. Talk to you guys later. Bye.